Hello, lovely souls, and welcome to Debunking Meditation Myths. We're going to go with 3 meditation myths, even though I think that they're all sort of interwoven and connecting to each other. So let's get into it. So the first one is, and this is the one that I hear the most often when I tell people that this is what I do, like I have a meditation channel and I do mindfulness, I talk about mindfulness. People will say, oh, I find meditation so hard. Yeah, it's not. This is a limiting belief. Like, if you are telling yourself that it's hard, you're not even going to want to attempt it, because monkey brain doesn't want to do difficult things. Like, our monkey brain is the one that wants us to scroll on TikTok or Instagram for hours because it's easy. Monkey brain can ugh out. So, first of all, scrap the idea that it's hard. It's not. If it's hard, you're doing it wrong. You're forcing yourself into it. And meditation is actually a state of allowing. It's a state of presence, and it is simply being. But it does take practice. And that shouldn't put you off, because everything takes practice. Like, you weren't amazing at riding a bike when you first tried. You needed training wheels. You know, you needed floaties in the pool before you could float, before you could swim properly. So it's not, very few things come to us completely naturally and without us having to try at all. Yeah, and this one really links to what I have down for number 3, but it's pretty much the same as this, is people say to me, I can't empty my mind. So that's the belief that you must have no thoughts, you must have a blank mind. And that is just not possible. It's not possible to sustain that state of being. Like, the only time you have no thoughts in your head is when you're dead. But even then, who knows? But just get rid of this belief as well, ASAP, because it's damn near impossible to completely remove and clear thoughts from your conscious mind. And that's not the goal of meditation. I also thought that it was when I started, and it took me a while to stop beating myself up when I got distracted by my thoughts. I was like, oh, why can't I do this? I'm just getting so carried away. But that's also quite a helpful visualization or imagery for seeing it, because the goal of meditation is to practice becoming the observer, and that is the process of zooming out, stepping back from your thoughts, realizing that you are the one that is noticing them and observing them. And sometimes us as the observer gets dragged along with the thought. But when we have that moment of recognition, of realization, and we bring our awareness back, instead of going immediately to, oh, I lost my concentration, oh, I'll just give up on the meditation. Instead of beating yourself up, which I used to do, you just gently become aware and think, okay, I got a bit carried away, and that's fine, because I'm now coming back. You can say that to yourself as well. Like, meditation doesn't have to be strict. You don't need to follow a set of rules. But what I find really helpful is just using the breath as an anchor to bring yourself back into the present moment if you've allowed yourself to be carried away by your thoughts. Because it's not a bad thing to get carried away with your thoughts. And the thing is that the more that you practice, the quicker you will begin to notice, I got a bit distracted then, and you'll bring yourself back. It's not about not falling off the horse, it's about how quickly you can get back on the horse. and not beat yourself up in the process. That's very important. Because then you just won't want to try again if it's something that you think is difficult and that you're not good at. That's not very motivating. But the fact that you're watching this video means that you want to get better at meditation. You want to implement meditation in your life, because it is a wonderful practice to have, especially when we find ourselves in times like this, because the world is going through quite a chaotic period. There's a definite purge going on worldwide. Like, we're seeing a lot of unsteadiness and instability. But that is exactly why what meditation is so important for, because it's about bringing you back through the stability of yourself. Meditation recenters you and realigns you with your with your inner being, with you. And you learn to gradually tune out the outside noise, the distractions, and you become more sovereign, more aligned, calm, focused, driven, rather than getting all out, blah. But we're human, we do that, but meditation is a wonderful practice to counteract that. And that's what my channel's for. So welcome if you've just come across this and you don't know who I am. I'm Elena. And this is Captain Your Vessel, where we teach you how to gently guide yourself back, how to become the captain of your own ship. When there's a storm, navigating your way through it by coming back to your center. You can't captain your ship very well if you're stressing about the storm. You've got to take action from an aligned point of view. There you go. I'm just referring to my notes here. Oh yes, we got a bit carried away there, but let's bring it back, it's all relevant. So, in practicing becoming the observer and zooming out from your mind, and you realise that you're the one that's experiencing your thoughts. They're not your thoughts, aren't you? Sometimes it's nice to get carried away with a thought, but you can do a sort of visualization exercise just to practice bringing yourself back for like 5 minutes. Just sit. We can even try this now if you like, just for a little bit. Just close your eyes and gently breathe in and out, not changing the nature of your breath, just becoming observant of the breath. How it gently ebbs and flows in and out like the tide. In and out. And in your mind's eye, picture a blue sky with the occasional fluffy white cloud. And your thoughts are these clouds. They will pass by. Some might even be really dark and grey and stormy, and they are demanding your attention right now. It might be that thing you have to do later today or tomorrow. Something that's playing on your mind a lot. You can say to it in your mind, like, I see you, but not right now. I see you, but not right now. And you'll notice that it will pass. The wind might change and it might come back. But you just bring yourself back gently with your breath anytime you get distracted. So now onto the next little point. The sun's just gone away behind a cloud. That was so fitting for talking about the clouds. The sun just disappeared. But she's not gone forever. He's still there. So that's how I began. I began with guided meditations. So putting on headphones, playing a guided meditation on YouTube, like 5 minutes at first because it felt so daunting to do something like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, fucking hell, half an hour of meditation. Ooh. So I began with guided meditations, and I found that a really helpful tool because instead of having my breath as the anchor, which is a good anchor, but you know, it's the best one, I had someone's voice gently bringing me back into presence, away when I get distracted with my thoughts. If someone's speaking and saying, now breathe in deeply, I go, oh yeah, breathe in deeply. Just bring myself back. I have a playlist of guided meditations for beginners. So if you feel called to check that out, please do. They're all around like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but I can also release one that's 5 minutes. Like I can do a version of that cloud observing practice. Yeah, it's wonderful to just cultivate a daily practice with that, like when you wake up or before you go to bed, just to recenter you before the day or after the day. Yes, I've said that a lot. Don't scold yourself. Okay, and this one is... Okay, these two are kind of linked together. It's that meditation is boring, or that meditation is really rigid and strict. Like, in my head, meditation was, you have to sit cross-legged, you know, hands in this mudra on your knees, and you're chanting Om, because I was never taught about meditation, so that's just what I visualized it as from, you know, TV and media and whatnot. And actually, I know some people that prefer to meditate lying down. You know, you're not having to worry about good posture. If you find it easy to breathe deeply lying down, you know, try lying down with your knees up. That makes it easier to breathe deeply and fill the diaphragm. But you also don't even need to have your eyes closed for a meditation. Like sometimes having the eyes closed makes it easier to run away with your thoughts. So you can always just find what works for you. It's not a one size fits all. You can just lower and soften your gaze, like I'm doing right now. I'm just staring at the grass. There are no rules, darling. Make it up. But there's also, I tried this recently and it was really, really soothing. It's called candle gazing. Basically, you gaze at a candle flame, also with a lowered, soft gaze, and just like the gentle movement of the candle is gently stimulating enough, but also soothing and relaxing for the mind. So it's just one small thing to focus on as you're breathing, or not really focus on. You're just sort of zoning out at the candle. So if you're a little pyromaniac, be safe. And yeah, sort of back to, I hear people saying like meditation is boring, or they just like, it's not entertaining for the mind. And that's kind of the point. Not the point that it's boring, but the fact that it's not entertainment. Like, we all pretty much need to detox our dopamine receptors. We all need a dopamine detox, and I will be documenting my 24-hour dopamine detox at some point this week. That'll be out, because I've realized that I'm just wasting my life by scrolling, and it does nothing. All it's doing is stimulating monkey brain. But meditation is the balm. Meditation is the salve, the remedy, because we can teach our mind that we don't have to be constantly stimulated. We don't need to have things constantly happening to us. It's good practice to cultivate breath work and to just slow down, check in with yourself. Because I bet a lot of people even watching this video are kind of just like putting it on in the background and doing other things, which is fine. I'm not telling you off or calling you out, because I do the same. And I just sort of heard, you know, enough is enough. You know, I don't want to be hooked on dopamine like it's a drug. I need more balance. So I'm going to practice what I preach and meditate more. I always lead by example. And also, regardless from that, meditation does not have to be sitting still or lying down or candle gazing. You can do... That is a crazy bird. It doesn't have to be sitting down or lying down or candle gazing. It doesn't have to be any of that. You can do walking meditations or even dancing meditations. Like I have a dancing meditation posted on my podcast, so you can go and check that out if you feel called, because when I realized that those actually existed, I was like, hell yeah. Sometimes you want a moment to yourself, but you don't just want to sit there and breathe. So you can move your body intuitively if you have time alone, or walking is a great one if you have to get from A to B. There are walking meditations on YouTube, and I'm going to post one as well, where you just like gently use your senses to become aware of your surroundings. And meditation is about cultivating complete presence, being completely in the present moment. And the sun has come out again to bless us with this message that's coming through. It doesn't have to be strict and rigid. You can dance. Sometimes cooking is also meditative, or cleaning, or, you know, you can meditate through the mundane. Meditation is literally just syncing your breath with your body and the mind. And then when all three align, when the mind and the body is aligned through breath, you come into the present. You come into the present moment. You come into presence. And that's meditation. It's just being present. It's just being. No distractions, no stimulation, no exciting. Just you, your body, your breath. That's it. So, the wonderful, wonderful bird song. Thank you, darling birds, and thank you, the sun. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you learnt something from this little waffling session. And if you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you want to try any of what I recommended, or just take yourself over to my channel for a guided meditation for beginners, I can link one over here if I figure out how to do that in editing. But I wish you all a wonderful day, and I look forward to speaking with you, seeing you soon. Bye, love you.